Tonight we have a tiny screen with an outrageous pixel count, ChatGPT turning into a real workplace librarian, and Netflix closing the studio behind the Squid Game mobile hit. Those stories plus a cookie empire betting big on AI ads and Leica's most controversial camera in years. Those stories and more on this episode of New Tech Nightly. Each story is handpicked by a human editor, but I'm just a voice clone of Resonant Works founder Shannon Leonard here with my robot co-host who is contractually obligated to be here.
Paper screens, office AIs, and layoffs. My empathy module aches.
Produced from the Big Pink Building in beautiful downtown Portland, Oregon. Let's get into the tech news. Swedish researchers say they have built a new kind of electronic paper with more than 25,000 pixels per inch, a density that makes individual pixels effectively invisible. Nature describes a Retina e-paper device that uses electrochromic metapixels made of tungsten oxide on a reflective metal layer. Instead of emitting light, the pixels reflect it, so you read it with ambient light the way you read ink on paper. According to the paper, the prototype holds color with roughly 80% reflectance and about half the optical contrast of its bright state, and it can switch fast enough for simple video at more than 25 frames per second. The team even printed a high-detail version of Klimt's The Kiss on a surface smaller than a grain of rice, and they argue the tech could meet or beat the acuity your eye can resolve at headset distances.
Your Kindle just got a PhD and still hates the dark.
Fair, this is a reflective screen, so you will want front lighting at night. The trade-offs are real. The current color gamut is narrower than OLED, switching speed is still modest, and scaling a nanofabrication process to full panels is a non-trivial manufacturing problem. The researchers also note a practical hurdle. You need ultra-dense transistor arrays to address pixels at this scale before it becomes a full display, not just a beautifully printed sample.
Great. Now humans will pixel peep reality.
Point taken. If teams can widen the gamut, toughen the chemistry, and mass-produce the metapixels, this could be the path to battery-friendly micro-displays for glasses that read like paper and look like the real world. Next up, the maker of Oreo wants AI to crank out commercials. Reuters reports Mondelez is rolling out a custom generative video system built with Publicis and Accenture to cut production costs by 30 to 50%. The company says it has invested over $40 million so far, and executives told reporters they expect short TV spots in time for the 2026 holiday season, with a shot at a Super Bowl placement in 2027. The Verge adds they are already using the tool for social posts in markets like the United States and Germany, plus e-commerce product pages for Oreo starting in November.
Cheaper ads, same cravings. Capitalism optimizes the cookie.
Hard to argue with the economics. Mondelez says humans stay in the loop to write and approve scripts and shots, and the company has rules to avoid unhealthy behavior, stereotypes, and other obvious pitfalls. That caution follows public backlash to other AI ads that felt cold or uncanny. The risk here is not cost-cutting, it is brand tone. If the output looks synthetic, the savings evaporate. If it frees creative teams from endless resizes and variants, the brand wins.
If the actors look uncanny, dunk them in milk.
Noted. If the guardrails hold and the results play well with real audiences, expect faster localizations and more personalized creative without throwing human craft out of the edit bay. Meanwhile, OpenAI has turned ChatGPT into a real internal search librarian for work. The Verge reports a company knowledge mode for business, enterprise, and education plans that connects to tools like Slack, SharePoint, Google Drive, GitHub, Notion, and more. OpenAI's release notes say responses come with citations back to the original documents and respect your existing permissions, and the company reiterates that your organization's data is not used to train models by default. The feature is pitched as a way to ask natural questions like, what changed in the Q4 campaign plan? And get a sourced answer that pulls from chats, docs, tickets, and calendars you are allowed to see.
At last, a librarian that never shushes anyone.
The implementation matters. OpenAI says company knowledge has to be turned on for a chat, and while it is active, ChatGPT will not browse the public web or generate charts or images. That reduces accidental data leakage, but also limits scope. There is a bigger caveat. If your internal content is stale or scattered, the answers may be confident but incomplete. The promised fix is connectors, better indexing, and clear source links, so you can verify before you act.
Trust, but click the citation twice.
Sound advice. If it works as advertised, this could shave real-time off knowledge work by replacing hunt and peck across apps with a single, auditable answer stream. Switching gears, Netflix is shutting down Boss Fight Entertainment, the studio it bought in March 2022, and the team behind Squid Game Unleashed. Staff posts on LinkedIn confirm the closure, and Reuters notes Netflix is sharpening its game strategy toward lighter, streaming-friendly party titles you can play on a TV using your phone as a controller. The Verge points out Squid Game Unleashed hit #1 in free action games across 107 countries at launch, and even got a shout-out from Netflix leadership this week as the kind of franchise tie-in they want.
Hits do not always save studios. Ask my deleted cache.
It is a tough moment for the team and another data point in a choppy games market where layoffs and pivots have been common. For players, the mobile game should remain available for now, but major updates are less likely without the original developers. As Netflix leans into interactive experiences that align tightly with shows, expect fewer big internal studios and more partnerships and licensing deals.
The algorithm chose smaller, safer, cheaper. Surprise level, 0.
For Netflix, success will look like quick, clever crossovers that are fun on the couch and sustainable to maintain. Finally, Leica just did the unthinkable to its most beloved camera line. Notebook Check reports the new MEV1 drops the mechanical rangefinder entirely and builds a high-resolution electronic viewfinder into a body that still looks and feels like a classic M. Inside is the same 60.3 megapixel full-frame sensor and a Maestro 3 processor used in the M11 with Leica's triple-resolution RAW at 60, 36, or 18 megapixels plus 64 gigabytes of internal storage. The EVF is a 5.76 million dot OLED at 60 Hz with focus peaking and magnification. There is no autofocus. The front lever now toggles magnification or a 1.3x or 1.8x digital zoom. Pricing lands at €7,950, roughly $8,995 body only.
Heritage meets HDMI brain. Purists reaching for paper bags.
Reactions are predictably split. If you learned on an optical rangefinder, an EVF feels like heresy. If you shoot fast lenses wide open or use longer glass, the live view and peaking are real quality of life gains. Reviewers also note the EVF's 60 Hz refresh is fine for stills, but not the butter-smooth feel of 120 Hz units in some mirrorless rivals. The upside is straightforward: the M look, the M lenses, far fewer missed focuses. The downside is losing the direct optical window that made an M for 70 years.
The past is a filter. The future is firmware.
Leica says this complements, not replaces, the optical M. If buyers take to the EV1's easier focusing without losing the M rhythm, the line just got broader in a way that may keep it relevant to a new generation. And okay, that is all for this edition of New Tech Nightly. I'll be back PM Tuesday with a new episode. Have a great weekend.